Do do do. Final Fantasy VI. Oh look, they got new lightning effects. New lightning effects. There we go. Alright, so new soundtrack. Let's look at options, shall we? We got, oh, license. That's good. That's good stuff. I'm gonna assume the gamepad is set up like the Super Nintendo. This is it. We're done. Turn the title. Unsafe settings will be discarded. Okay, sure. Loud as the game gets. Well, people are gonna be like, your voice is too loud. Your voice is too loud. Okay, either way. Just new game it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The ancient war of the Magi. When its flames at last receded, only the charred husk of a world remained. Even the power of magic was lost. In the 1,000 years that followed, iron, gunpowder, and steam engines took the place of magic, and life slowly returned to the barren land. Yet there now stands one who would reawaken the magic of ages past and use its dread power as a means by which to conquer all the world. Oh, was it that guy? Was it the Clown Man? Game looks a lot brighter than the Super Nintendo version. Could anyone truly be foolish enough to repeat that mistake? I mean, if they are a Clown Man, then yes. This scene looks better, though. I like how we can actually see Narsh. It's using a lot of interesting lighting effects. Not a lot of graphic options, so if you want scan lines or anything like that, even though I hate scan lines, you can't do that. Or like, at least there's no like filter. I hate those. Yeah, everything's a little bit brighter. What's that all about? There's the city. Hard to believe an Esper's been found frozen there 1,000 years after the War of the Magi. You know what would also be nice is maybe like options for bigger text. Ah, probably just another wild goose chase. I don't know. They wouldn't have let us use her unless they were confident the intel was good. Was it good though? You mean this witch? I hear she fried 50 of our Megatech armored soldiers in 3 minutes. Kind of makes your skin crawl, don't it? It's pronounced Magatech? No, it's pronounced Magitech. Relax with that ring thing on her head. She's a mindless puppet. The girl won't even breathe unless we tell her to. Magatech? Magitech? Magi? Who cares? We'll approach from the east and move out. I always called it Magitech, but I'm assuming now it's more like magic. So, Magitech. Here's the intro. Let's see how this... This is supposed to wow you. This is what happened in the Super Nintendo version. You started it up, you get this Mode 7, you get this amazing music. I feel like the game could be louder. I'll try to boost the desktop audio after this. If I do anything, it'll go out. They should have remastered, when they remastered this, they should have made the mountains like 3D, but you know, whatever. So far I'm liking the pixel art. Don't know why everything has to be super bright though. Kind of changes the tone a little bit. Or maybe I can change it while the game's still going on. Let's find out. Alright, yeah, I can. Okay. Oh, there's the town. Alright, I boosted the audio up quite a lot, so... But I need... Okay. Bill takes point. Don't waste time on the riffraff. Remember what we're here for. Let's move. Oh, I like the smoke effect. That's cool. Oh. Okay, so the exact same control scheme as the Super Nintendo. Page up, page down. Oh, a little mini-map. Neat. You can use the analog stick. Can I dash? No! Damn it. Wait. No. I cannot dash. A shame. Imperial Magitech armor. Not even Narsh is safe anymore. No. Or Narsh! And my tech missile. What is this crap? More commands. Oh. Oh, that's a neat sound effect. Okay, well, the battle music's loud at least. Yeah, I like the new menu. The widescreen's pretty neat. Oh, I actually get to see what goes up. Just their HP. That's kind of neat. Alright, okay, we're using those portraits. Cool, cool. Battle speed, very fast. Battle messages, normal, cursor memory on. Continue auto battle. How do I set auto battle? Oh, you know, there are filters. You can go... Maybe that's why it's bright, is if I use the scan lines, it'll get dark. Let me look. Ugh. Ugh. I just don't like scan lines on, that's it. That's your only options. That's too fucking bright, man. How's that looking? That looks a lot better. That looks more like how it should be. Maybe not there. Yeah. Alright, what was it? What did it look like before? It looked like this? That's too much, man. 245. Hey, what's up, Never Conquer? How you doing? Ah. Look at me nitpicking this. Like, 50's too bright. That's the standard, but it's like, the game never looked this bright. Maybe on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I feel like this is closer. Alright, what else we got? We got adjust the volume, master volume. Oh, this is why the volume's so low on this game. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna redo my volume again. And then up this, because it's like, we're at half volume. No wonder why. How loud is that? Oh. Hey, look. It's louder. Just checking the volume levels here. Oh yeah, that's decently loud now. Re-equip. Alright, we're done with that. Formation. There's really no reason for them to be in the front. status, and that's all the normal stuff. That's not important. All right, back to it. Stop them for Narsh. Oh, you finally beat Diablo 2 Remastered? How is that? All right, I might have went too loud. Look at these, what's it called? Photoshop effects. Everything's being remastered these days. Okay, yeah, it's too loud. Fuck, it's too loud now. Listen to that fucking chug, though. Missile! Photoshop effects, yeah! To be fair, though, Final Fantasy VI had a lot of early Photoshop effects. Like, it wasn't Photoshop, but you know, it was like whatever program they used with doing Photoshop stuff. That's why it looks so much better than like Final Fantasy IV. We'll go with that, right? I'll keep tweaking this a little bit. Those are some neato explosions. Look at these smoke effects. What this is like, you know that game Octopath Traveler that's supposed to look like a 16-bit game but with modern effects? That's kind of what they did with this remaster, which is kind of why I wanted to play it. Look at that screen transition. Oh, surrounded. Alright, we're gonna go with 8 for the sound. That might be the better... It's probably where the sweet spot is. Yeah, we'll go... Yeah, it can't do the bloom effects, and it can't do like all the... You know what I mean? Like that smoke and stuff, it can't really do that. The water effects are gonna look pretty cool too. They're all like bump mapped and you know what I mean? They're like that early 2000s water effects. Defend the mines! The music's been remastered too. That's why you get that chug now. You know what? Let's see what the other beams look like. Let's do fire beam. Maybe we should start healing, huh? Magitech missile! But you can also tell in this battle scene, like, look at how more depth there is. Oh, you found a free MIDI song editor to play with? Nice. You ever watch lazy game reviews? That guy, Clint, he's got this fucking wall of MIDI. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the Roland and he's got all the other MIDI shit. Like, it's like, I want, man, all that just to play, like, games from, like, the DOS era with, like, the best MIDI sound possible. Like, he's got the creative thing. It's like a fucking, it's as big as the PC. And I'm just like, man, MIDI must sound amazing off of that. Oh, I like the new, yeah, like, there's definitely a lot more depth in this music. I want to hear the breathing effect, though. Because it's gonna go do-do-do-do. What? No breathing? It's just the drum? Yeah, it's just a drum. I prefer it with the breathing. They're even lazier. Oh, but you can change instruments around, right? Like you can make everything a terrible whistle sound. Did I save? I don't even know. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's cool. The save has a little screenshot. Alright, hold on. Is there a way I can get the old music? I thought there was a way you can do both musics. You can do... Oh, I like the saxophone. That's sexy. That's better. But I miss the breathing. Or maybe it was always supposed to be a drum. The dog barks with fart sounds. Oh yeah, the dog. You can make it like, what was that, Mario Paint? You know how the fucking whistle sound in Mario Paint or the steel drum in Mario Paint? No, there's no way I can change the background music. I thought I could. You're stuck with the remaster no matter what. That's fine. Fuck it. Remaster's good enough. Oh, oh no, the rats! We're rats! Here, let's heal though. We got a boss fight to deal with. Biggs and Wedge from Star Wars, everyone. The first appearance, I believe, of Biggs and Wedge. I haven't shown Ice Beam. Let's do that. Biggs and Wedge leveled up. Good. That way they're more high leveled for Chrono Trigger. Hey, look, they made this cave on the right more obvious. Boom, 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 boom. I'll handle this. Stand back. Watch him handle it. That's some good handling. So Final Fantasy VI was the very first RPG I ever owned. The first one I ever played was Secret of Mana. I rented that from Blockbuster. But FF6, that was the one that, like, I owned and beat. So, and what an RPG to be your first. We're not handing over the Esper. Just like how Fallout 2 was my first CRPG, or Western RPG. Ymir, get them. Alright, let's fight the snail. Oh, alright, we get it. Yeah! We got a little lens flare transition. Must have trained it to guard the mines. Oh, how do we beat it? Oh, it's really easy. You see, you just shoot the head. Is that a fucking electric guitar? Yes. Nice. It's fucking Dream Theater Final Fantasy. We got the keyboard and the electric guitar. And a violin. FF1 was your first? Oh wow, FF1's janky. FF1 annoyed the hell out of me. Like, I played the PlayStation re-release of it, and I would be like past the pirates and all that stuff, and I would still get my ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, in first level stuff, I'm like, what is this? You know, this song, not this particular version, but the original Super Nintendo version is my phone alarm. Yeah, destroyed! There was no way to do a no-death run. You say that... You know what's funny is, like, there's always these hardcore people, so there's a bunch of people that will, like, beat the game with, like, nothing but white mages. Or the best is one white mage. Like, one black belt. Just like how Final Fantasy VI, there's a video of some guy beating all the dragons with Umaru, the worst character in the game. It's like, wow, you had some time. I'm liking this arranged soundtrack. It's neat. This fucking saxophone, man. Alright, oh no, this should be good. I want to hear how this song sounds. You did it with 2 black belts, oh my god. Nothing but red mages. It's the most efficient party. That was bad enough. I think the black belt's the worst character, right? It's the worst class. It could be the thief as well. But I'm not the biggest expert on Final Fantasy 1. There we go. This should be like ethereal and interesting sounding. It definitely sounds more like a harp. They are the cheapest characters for gear. That's true, black belts are the cheapest. That's the problem with the red mage build, is that they cost the most amount of money, and their spells don't go up to like the highest level, so they're just kind of like weaker. They're better than white mage, I think, but they're, you know, because you can use them for healing, but also for attacking. Something's not right. The frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light. Where's that light coming from? Whoa! Off to Chrono Trigger we go! What was that, Wedge? They came from behind! Oh, Luke's gonna have a hard time in the Death Star. They suck balls until level 10. Oh, this effect looks cool. Damn! Part of me wonders how they did this remaster, right? Like, I mean, some of these pixels, like, some of the stuff looks right out of Final Fantasy VI. The character sprites look touched up a little bit, though. Oh, that's neat. When you walk up to people, they... Oh, you can move diagonally? Oh my god! Holy crap, that changes everything! Where am I? My, and I only just removed the crown. My head hurts. Here you go, I can levitate it. Easy there, this is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. It was robbing you of your thoughts, making it so you do whatever they told you. I can't remember a thing. Don't worry, it'll come back to you. In time, that is. Oh, but is my name Tina or Tara? I don't remember. A mysterious young woman, born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Gestalian Empire. 8-way movement in Final Fantasy. I wonder if I get a free dash. Man, I hope I do. I don't want to put on the sprint shoes. Okay, alright. She's Terra then. This translation seems to be the GBA translation, which sadly doesn't have all the Ted Woosley stuff like, colloquialisms for Kefka, basically. My name is Terra. Impressive, I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast. You must be made of tougher stuff than most. Hey, so you can get those dog barks for your song, for your MIDI? Open up. We're here for the Magitech armor pilot. Open this door right now. Hand over that girl. She's an agent of the Empire. Empire? Magitech armor, though we don't see their portrait when they talk, though. There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. These fools aren't going to listen to reason. So there's this hack for Final Fantasy VI called the T-hack. And I wanted to stream that, but I can't save on my flash card. Every time I try to save, it won't work. I wonder if someone will port that over to this game. Because the T-hack adds, like, you know, different costumes for the characters. Like, Terra gets a cape, which I think looks pretty cool. Every intro will be an animal sound. It'll be that terrible monkey sound and the dog bark. And what's cool about that one is after you beat it, there's an extended campaign where you get to fight like Sephiroth. You basically get to fight all the bosses from other Final Fantasies. Like you can fight Emelicia or whatever from Final Fantasy VIII, the sorceress. Boom, 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 boom. Oh shit! Oh, he's gonna throw a wrench at me. Gonna cast the fire spell because it's cool. Do 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 do. Like, the original Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo, its spell effects were way beyond Final Fantasy V and IV. But these things have really touched up the spells with just more, particles. I wonder if it's done stuff with the summons. I don't really want, like, you know, big cutscene summons. Like Final Fantasy VII, that's the one that made those, like, summons, like, a big deal. Before, summons were kind of okay, but they only lasted like 2 seconds. It looks like they fixed the shield glitch. The original Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo has a bug where your like defense stat doesn't work, or it's not. Let me look. It's hard to describe, but like your evasion stat or whatever just wouldn't work. Like, it was broken. I mean, you would evade every now and then, but it wasn't actually based on your stats. Eight-way movement? So weird. Oh, wait, let me see. Do I have a dash? Oh, shit, I do! Oh, man, that makes it so much easier in the beginning of the game. Because originally to dash, you need the dash shoes. Like, you go here and equipped, where's the relic? Do I not have relics? How does that... That doesn't make sense. There should be a relic thing here. What the fuck? Oh, I see. It's in the equip screen. Yeah, you would equip the relic, and it would be like dash shoes, and then you could dash. Which sucked, because that meant that, like, you would have to have one stat, or one thing, just for dashing. Final Fantasy V has that, too, where it's like the thief class, you have to level it up to, like, level 6, and then your party can dash. And, everyone hates that, so that's why in every remake or every hack of these games, they always give you a dash button. Which I appreciate. I mean, yeah, it makes the game harder, but I feel like these games, especially like the really old RPGs like Dragon Quest and stuff, really had no respect for your time. That's why in like most remakes of Dragon Quest, they double your XP. My sweet little magic user, with this slave crown, you'll be all mine! Here, put it on, there you go, you look delightful with it. Wait, he doesn't get his woo goofy laugh? You can't possibly not give him the laugh. It's like iconic. Ooh, good. Burn them all to crispy soldiers, yes? Yeah, his laugh ain't as good. Soldiers of the Empire, we stand at the dawn of a new age. Diablo 2 does not respect. That's true, it doesn't. There are people who play Diablo and Diablo 2 solo, and I always wonder, it's like, really? That game just seems like it's made for multiplayer. Diablo 1, I think you could solo better than D2, though. D2 feels like you're missing out a lot because of all the different skills. The lost power of magic has returned to us. We have been chosen! The time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world! Oh look, they're doing a different salute. If I remember correctly, in the Super Nintendo version, they were doing a one-handed salute, which I guess would be similar to the Nazi salute, but here I guess they're doing the two-handed salute, so we don't have that kind of thing going on. This is more of a Japanese salute. That's interesting that they changed that. Well, that could be a Mandela effect, and I just forgot how it actually was. Here comes Locke. Took you long enough, busy with robbing and plundering, I presume, and he's all like, what? Oh! A treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over the relics of the past. We're jerks who took, oh yeah, that's true too. I remember when I went in Diablo 1 and like the first thing I got was like, hey, armor of the whale, sword of the whale, and I'm like level 3. Diablo 2, they made it so like you at least had to be certain levels to use items. Diablo 2 did not have as much cheating as Diablo 1 did, but it still eventually had it. I don't know about the remaster. I'm assuming the remaster, like, does it completely replace the original? And if so, I hope they got rid of the cheating. You know, it took them like 20 years to fix the paladin rush. Like, you do that shield bash as the paladin, and then you'd be stuck in the animation. You learn to do, oh yeah, where you take a potion, and just before you pick up the gold, you drop the potion. Semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Treasure hunting. Indiana Jones is a treasure hunter. Anyway, is there something you need me to do? There is indeed. I met the girl. Oh, there's a patch already? Wow. I'm assuming it's more a performance patch than an anti-cheat thing. Hopefully, they're changing a lot of things. Oh, okay. Like balance changes? I mean, Diablo 2 does need balance changes. The city guard is pursuing her as we speak. Hey, at least it's better than the Warcraft 3 remastered. That one was a disaster. So the StarCraft remaster, though, is pretty damn good, I gotta say. So I'm assuming the D2 is more like the StarCraft remastered. The city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but it won't use it. The people are just too stubbornly independent to join an underground resistant group like the Returners. I tried to explain that the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. What? People not listening? Alright, so you want me to get her out of Narsh? That would be the idea. Make your way to Figaro. Is it Figaro or Figaro? I always called it Figaro. We're just gonna go with the shit that, like, 9-year-old me pronounced when I was a kid. We're gonna call it Figaro. Or, yeah, no, we're gonna call it Figaro. God damn. So I'm guessing they took some of the pixel tiles from the original game and touched them up. Like, these don't look like they're new. But they do look touched up. That's definitely the case. The scrolling could use some work. But I hear that's a problem with every Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, is like the scrolling is choppy on PC. It might be a VSync issue, because it's not on the console versions. Alright, here we go. Filthy moglins. Moogles, are you saying you want to help? No, we like to eat human flesh. Moogle's gonna come out and explain to me how group battles are done, and I'm like, I don't need no explanation. No. Alright, okay. Gonna position him here. How do I switch? Okay, I might need an explanation now. Oh, left trigger. It used to be Y. Damn it. Alright. How did I switch? Wait, this might be important. There we go, okay. Megalodoth. I hate the Megalodoth. Every time you hit it, it casts Snowstorm. And I can't one-hit it, as far as I know, so we're just gonna have to just... Or it just casts Snowstorm, it always... It's fucking bullshit. Alright, which one has Mog? Okay, here's Mog. He has to learn Cave Dance. I like how they put this in here to show that every, like, the different weapon types. Because if you notice, every Mog has a different weapon. Like, he has a flail. Some of them have a spear. Alright, now I learned cave dance. Let's use it. Twilight Requiem. And he has the, like, the little boomerang, the little Xena Warrior Princess weapon. Only 3, huh? Wow. Oh, it does 1 damage every turn. Good. Very effective. We gotta fight the boss with Locke. If he survives a snowstorm, that is. So everyone thinks Final Fantasy VII was the one that had limit breaks, or the first one to have limit breaks. That's not true. Final Fantasy VI has limit breaks. They're just random as fuck and hardly ever work. That's why I like the T-Hack mod or whatever. There. I'll lower this by... There we go. Yeah, that's why the T-Hack mod, like, it allowed the limit breaks to happen more often. It also allows you to choose the attacks when you use dance. It's a shame I can't fucking run that thing, huh? Should I waste the Phoenix down? You know what? Fuck it. No, that was actually a dumb idea. Just... I can't believe I screwed this up. Because I need to fight him with Locke. No, not Molulu. Molulu's down. Okay, I got a potion. All right, we're good now. It's just that guy? Okay. Nope. Wait, I can talk to him? Oh no, it just switches. No, it does nothing. Woo! Alright, this is why you need Locke. He needs to steal shit from that guy. What do you mean couldn't steal? That's your whole thing! That's the only reason why I have you fight this boss, is to steal shit. Thank you. What do you mean you don't have... How do I change equipment? Oh. There we go. Jesus. No, fuck! I wanted the XP! At least I got the mithril knife. Thanks, Moogles, we're in your debt. And they kapooed into the caves. And now we go over here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boobity boo boo. This switch oughta. Beep boop boop beep bop boop beep. Hey, you're back with us now. You saved me. Savior, thanks for the Moogles. I can't remember a thing. It's like my mind is trapped in a fog. You lost your memory? A man said it would come back eventually. So you've got amnesia. That is such an anime trope. Don't worry, I won't leave your side until your memory returns. I'm not gonna up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. It's not like I did that back in the past with some chick named Rachel or anything, but you know, this time it'll be okay. I'll keep you safe, I promise. And she just kind of like just blinks at him. Like, you're just some weirdo with the bandana. What are you gonna do? I can cast fire. Oh, that guy looks totally different. We're gonna go here because we need to heal. They got some nice healing water in a bucket over here. We get the old Final Fantasy I music. There's some items, so I'm gonna get those. I'm not even gonna talk to these guys. I don't care. Got that ether. Monster in a box. Yeah, so they definitely used the original pixel tiles, but they obviously had to redo every scene for the widescreen. Because it's definitely zoomed out now a lot more, and it's clearly like, whatever they're doing in the battles is some like pseudo 3D thing, like 3D engine, you know, like Wolfenstein or Doom-like. It's weird. This is almost like, you know how like when I play the Doom source ports and we get to see Doom, but we get to see it like, it's the same graphics, but it's all fancy and shit? That's kind of what this is like. I could swear there's like a hidden passage here somewhere. I don't know why I think that. Maybe the third room. But he let 3 party members die to get more. Oh, so that's 3 deaths. I see. But he's doing the single character no death run. That's like a big thing in Japan. Like, we gotta do a 1 character. I gotta beat all. It's gotta be the most worthless class too, or else no one will pay attention to us. Alright, I guess we're done with this. So this remaster came out a couple of days ago, and I still think it's a little pricey. It's about 15 bucks. It's 20 bucks, but like the launch, they have a discount. And like, I mean, part of me is like, well, I'll play a game that I played like 20 times in the past. Sure, why not? Just to see what's new. But what's bizarre is it doesn't have the Game Boy Advance stuff. Wow, this map is so bright. Why did they brighten shit up? I guess they figured people would be playing this on a mobile device. Let's go in the forest. Oh, I can diagonal move, yeah. Yeah, it's not great, but it's decent. And I like how it keeps sort of the same flavor as the Super Nintendo game. You know, because there's that other Final Fantasy one I was playing, you know, Final Fantasy IV, and that just turns Final Fantasy IV into an N64 game, which I also kind of like because it's interesting to see it like that. But you can never do this one like that, or you can never do like a Final Fantasy VII remaster with this game. It would just cost too much money. Final Fantasy VI was way beyond 4 in terms of its graphics. And like its locations and stuff, and its spells. Halt! Oh, it's you, proceed. That's right, I know the king. Don't get me wrong, I would totally love to have seen Final Fantasy VI on the DS. Like, done like that, in that style. But, yeah, I know why they didn't do it. It's too much. Now the question is this going to be more true to the original? So in other words, I have to buy these gadgets, or else Edgar, when I get him, will not have any weapons? Because in every, like, version after that, he comes with these weapons, so I don't need to buy them. You know what? We're not going to buy them. We're going to risk it. Why? Let's see. He has to come with at least the auto bow, which is the better thing out of those anyways. Oh my god, this weird-ass diagonals. You think they would have put in those FMVs that they made for the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VI? I wonder... I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna do a Chrono Trigger, but there already is a Chrono Trigger on Steam. Then again, there was already a Final Fantasy VI on Steam, and then they made this one. Which, to be honest, the Final Fantasy VI they had before, I did not like the way it looked. I prefer this look over the kind of flash look that the other one had. Its pixels, its sprites were too clean, you know what I mean? It made it look cheap. I don't know why that makes it look cheap, but it just does. Well, Edgar looks what is this color scheme he's got? Okay, alright. You mean this young woman is? Now I wonder, did they censor his misogyny? Who are you? Oh, my apologies. How rude of me to turn my back to a lady on our very first meeting. The young king of Figaro Castle, imperial ally and champion of the technological revolution. That's right, he uses guns. He's one of the most OP characters in this game. Him and his brother. I am Edgar, the king of Figaro. Hey, surprised that someone like me knows the king, huh? Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, that's rad. Well, I'll catch you two later. I'm gonna go over here and do thief stuff, I guess. So you're an Imperial soldier, right? Don't worry. Figaro and the Empire are allies. Feel free to rest here for as long as you'd like. It's not in my blood to harm a lady. Why are you so kind to me? Is it because of my abilities? No, it's because you're hot. I'll give you 3 reasons. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type. I guess your abilities would rank a distant third. Your personality has nothing to do with anything, though. They did alter his stride. I can see his ponytail a little bit better. Guess my technique's getting a bit rusty. Oh well, time to go on forums and talk about how women don't like nice guys. I suppose some girls would have felt something from those words. But not me. Now just sit in his chair. Oh damn, I can't. I like Edgar, but yeah, he's the womanizer type. So he hits on any woman he sees. He's your Peter Bateman. All right, let's go hear his backstory. Let's find out what he's all about, because you know, the OGs. The king tried. No, wait, not too long ago, the king tried to hit on the high priestess. Oh, did she ever let him have it? I'm sure he's made a pass at you already, hasn't he? Hey, get over here. Our king showers his attention on women, young, old, pretty, or plain. No one is safe. No one is safe. I see, in the 90s that was considered, you know, like manly and shit. Now it's just like, oh, it's pretty frowned upon. Alright, here's the high priestess, this old lady. This is who he hit on, but she'll tell us the whole story. Okay, Edgar has a twin brother, you know. He was such a nice boy, always thinking of his family. That's why we see a lot of that, like if you watch like Miami Vice or like an old TV show, you see a lot of the main character guys always hitting on chicks. Edgar, what's wrong with Dad? Why is everyone talking about his successor? Are you blind? Haven't you seen how thin his face has become? Well, what do you mean? Edgar! Don't leave me, bro! Are you crying? What a puss. Edgar's twin brother, who traded the throne for his own freedom. Not really, it was over a coin toss. They call me MASH in Japan, I don't know why. Sabin's a way cooler name. Ah yes, Sabin. I'm sure he's a fine young man by now. He looked exactly the same than he looked in that cutscene. He was just a boy when he left, even smaller than his brother. I often wonder where he is now and what he's doing. Well, that was nice. Also, I've noticed with Terra's sprite, you can see that she has high heels, which I don't remember seeing that, or maybe I just forget that detail. But yeah, her sprite's been touched up a little bit too. Like, we can see, like, she's wearing a battle bikini. If we look at the old artwork of Final Fantasy VI. See, that's how much of a creep Edgar is. His Majesty said he'd marry me when I got old enough. It's like, come on, man. I can understand hitting on the old woman and some of the other women, but like, young girls? What the fuck, man? The Castalian Empire has already overthrown all 3 of the other nations on the southern continent. It's only a matter of time before they make their way up here. That's true. That soldier knows his politics. Whee! Ah, the desert, yes. I wouldn't have guessed that this was a desert castle. They frowned on the king for building a castle on the desert. But he showed them. He built a castle on the desert, and then it sank into the sand. And then he built another castle on the desert, and that also sank in the sand. But the 3rd castle stood tall. Thank goodness Anakin Skywalker's not here. He'd be like, I hate sand. It gets everywhere. I can't read the books. The ancients once wielded a force known as magic. Those who mastered the art were called magi. Scholars all over the world are busy studying magic, but you can only learn so much about something without seeing it. That's true, but you could also go on the internet and then post a bunch of comments about how you're the expert of shit without even knowing anything about it. What a terrible room. Could you imagine, like, staying in this bed? It's like, there's a stairway here and a stairway here. It's like, this is like having a bed in a hallway. The advanced weapons and other items we manufacture are shipped to South Figaro. Okay. So that means even if I don't buy the guns here and Edgar doesn't come equipped with the guns, I can still buy them in the next town. So we're still good. I really wanted to play this game again on stream, because I played the GBA version a little bit, but I was disappointed by the GBA version. Number 1, the sound sucked. Number 2, there was slowdown when I cast spells. Even when it was hacked and, like, you know, fan patched and stuff, it still had problems. So the only other option was to play the Super Nintendo version. Oh, here, this guy's new. But that version, like, I played it before, you know, so it's kind of like, meh, and at the same time too, it's like I kind of wanted to play the hack, but again, I couldn't save. I guess I could have played it on an emulator, but whatever. The king's brother was so disgusted by the manner of the succession that he fled the castle, never looking back. I've heard tell that the entire matter was settled by the flip of a coin. Edgar flipped a coin. Whoever won the coin toss got to be king. Or supposedly Sabin never wanted to be king, so Edgar took their responsibility. Well, how do you like my castle? Pretty rad, huh? King Edgar, there's someone from the Empire to see you, sire. It looks like they sent us a clown. A clown? What? Like some kind of evil jester mage. Hooey! Emperor Gestel's stupid orders! Edgar, you pinhead, why do you have to live in the middle of a stinking desert? These recon jobs are the pits! Son of a submariner! Oh, the sand on my boots! All gone, sir. Okay, there's his laugh. Why wasn't that working before? Pathetic idiots! They did that right in front of the guard. Sir Kefka, what in the world brings you out of my way? I am one of the 3 generals of the Castalian army. You will treat me with respect, damn it. Just nod? Okay, cool. Wait, is it ready? Yes, okay. Just talk to these guys. You wouldn't be thinking of invading my kingdom next, would you? We have an alliance. An alliance with a miserable little sandpit? Don't make me laugh. Well, there goes that non-aggression pact. I hear you've been busy down south, taking over a country or three. Just what is the Empire up to? That's none of your concern. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Let's bring Emperor's Gestel's own court mage, Kefka, to my humble castle. A girl of no importance recently escaped from us. We heard she found refuge here. This wouldn't have to do with that witch everyone's been whispering about, would it? A literal bootlicker indeed. Lies, she merely stole something of minor value. Is she here? That's a tough one. You know, how about you go fuck yourself, Kefka? Oh wait, there are more girls in here than the grains of sand in the desert. A man couldn't possibly keep track of them all. Oh, Edgar, you know you only stand to lose by trying to hide her from us. It's funny, I told him he couldn't hide her from us. That was fucking hilarious. I really hope nothing happens to your precious Figaro. That was a threat, by the way. I don't like the sound of that. Where's Terra? It's so Team Rocket, man. Take her to her room. I'd love to stay and chat, but the Chancellor and I have some planning to do. Being a king is not all tea and crumpets, now if you'll excuse me. Chancellor, did you prepare the tea and crumpets? I did, sir. Good. Follow me. So the other thing that Final Fantasy VI did that other Final Fantasies didn't do is, in Final Fantasy IV and V, there were two different sprites for your character. There was the overhead, like the overmap sprite, and then there was the battle sprite. And the battle sprite had more pixels, so it was more detailed, but on the overmap they were like less detailed. Final Fantasy VI got away with the overland map and just gave us the battle sprites on the map itself, which allowed these sprites to be way more articulate. They have a lot of, like, I guess they can express a lot more emotion. That's why you see the finger wag and the surprise and all that. That's something 6 did that 4 and 5 really couldn't do. Sorry, I didn't mean to drag you around like this without giving you a chance to rest. I'm... Locke, right? Edgar told me about you. Is it true you're a thief? I'm a treasure hunter! God damn it! On the surface, Edgar pretends to support the Empire. Truth is, he's collaborating with an underground resistance group called the Returners. I serve as their go-between. The old man you met in Narsh is one of us, too. The Empire, but I'm an Imperial soldier. Not anymore. They were using you, that's all. Things are different now. Now we're gonna use you! It's just, I don't know what I should do. Wherever I try to think, it just makes my head hurt even worse. All that matters is that you make your own decisions from now on, and that decision should be to join the Returners and cast fire on all the Imperial soldiers. Try not to think too hard right now. You'll know what you want to do when the time comes. Oh great, they gave me the room in the tower. But how will I know which choice is right? All throughout the night, she was woken up by a guard going back and forth. Well, then again, look at Edgar's room. It's not that much fancier. What in the... Oh, you can see Edgar's boots better now, too. What's with all this Photoshop fire? What's going on? It's the Empire. Kefka, he what? He firebombed us? How do you burn a castle? What do you think you're doing? I'm gonna talk to these guys. I'm sure they'll be calm and in control, being that they're soldiers. The castle's on fire! The castle's on fire! Ah, jeez. Go talk to this guy. Get her ready. Yes, sire. Oh, shit. Had a change of heart. It seems I have no choice. Or perhaps I do. Oh, yeah, take that. Oh my, the brave and noble king abandons his people to save his own skin. How utterly delightful. Oh, wait, jump. Jump. This would have been a long, tedious cutscene in a 3D Final Fantasy. Would have lasted like 10 minutes. All right, sink her into the sand. But, yahoo, there, we're out of here. Dive mode engaged. Witness the glory of Figaro! As we sink the castle into the sand, you thought these turbines were for show? Haha! An oil-soaked stone? That'll put the fire out, though. What happened to his 2 bodyguards? Go, kill them! Oh, good, you brought the armor. Good, thank God. Ow! Alright, I'll steal from them. Okay, I'll cast Spire then, sure. I have a crossbow. What's the matter, Edgar? What's the matter? She just cast fire, you fuck! Did you see what I just saw? You did, right? Yeah, kid's really something, huh? Really something? That was magic, you idiot! M-A-G-I-C, magic! Oh, magic! She used magic? Oh, yeah, returners. Yeah, just a baron. Okay, Terra. Your name was Terra, right? What exactly was that just now? Hey, what's up, ball busting babe? I like how the Magatech soldiers are just like, you know, just hanging out there. They're not even like interrupting this conversation. Like, oh no, they're being dramatic. Let's just stand here. I'm sorry, No, we're the ones who should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make such a big deal of it. Nor did I. It just kind of blew my mind. I mean, I've never actually seen magic before. Where did you? It doesn't matter, does it, Edgar? Terra can use magic and we can't. That's all there is to it. Magic is extremely OP in Final Fantasy VI. She's like the most powerful fucking character. We need to recruit her now. Thank you, Locke. And thank you, Edgar. Don't worry, I'll become even more powerful by in-game. Practicing their poses? Swoon? Damn, did you see that crossbow? Wow, laser. Couldn't steal. You have one job, Locke. Got some high potions. Bravo, Figaro! Now let's go kick sand in Kefka's face. All right. There you go. Yeah, take that shit. All right, now have the chocobos take a dump on his shoes. Getting their poses down. The poses increase their power, though, with the Ginyu. Son of a sandworm! Son of a sandworm! Did you see that? He didn't say son of a submariner that time. I know. What was that all about? Who are those bad people? I'm scared. Terra, there's someone we'd like you to meet. Like I told you before, we're members of the Returners. Would you be willing to meet our leader? Magic is going to be the key to winning this war. Magic? That Esper reacted to your magical powers. There's got to be a relationship. I don't know any more than you do. These powers just come naturally to me. But no human is born with powers you have. Oh, I think I said something wrong there. Here, let me compliment her eyes. That'll make her feel better. Forgive me. What should I do? Locke just goes away. He just... Oh, okay, there he is. The Empire will be coming after us. They want your powers for their own. And if they give them... And if they get them, the world is done for. The poses after... Terra, you want to understand your own powers, don't you? And I think you should meet with Bannon. He may be able to help you find out more about why you have... Oh god, hiccups. Why you have them. Please, Edgar's right. There's a cave just south of here that leads to South Figaro. Let's head in that direction. I'm just gonna call it Figaro. I used to call it Figaro when I was a kid, but we're gonna call it Figaro. Bop, 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 bop. Mode 7. No random encounters when on the chocobo. I do like how more readable this map is. Wait, there's a thing here? My guess is it's a chocobo ranch. Like if I dismount the chocobo, you know what? I'm gonna fucking test it right now. Let's... There it is, I found it. Yep, it's a chocobo stable. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't know about these random chocobo stables in the woods. Oh, I can change the view? Under Guild? No. Ah, battle in the sands. Alright, I guess I should get a little bit more tactical. So, first off, really no one needs to be in the front, like at all. And then that's it. Spending hours playing, yeah. I don't think they changed anything with the leveling in this game, so it probably will take a while, but at least Final Fantasy VI had better pacing than most. Like, Chrono Trigger has the best pacing out of this era, but Final Fantasy VI, there's hardly any, like, big, grindy dungeons. It's not like Phantasy Star 2, which is literally just nothing but grindy-ass dungeons. Where are you headed, sire? Through the cave and eastward to South Figaro. We'll then make for the Returners' headquarters in the north. Return to the castle and pass the word along. Understood, sire. Take care. Like, they added a little cloud effect. Like, you can see some of the cloud shadows. That's neat. Ah, look at the water! There we go, that's, you could... Yeah, like, it has, like, a distortion effect and everything on it, too. Woo! Going to cast fire. Gotta kill the bugs. Go up here. I could grind, huh? I mean, we got a recovery spring. So, if this is like the Super Nintendo version, I'm going to assume that, like, some of these abilities and stuff are completely worthless. And I'm just gonna do what I would do in the Super Nintendo game. Like, for instance, there's really no reason for me to buy Edgar's other tools, because the auto crossbow is better than those. Maybe the poison attack, that one's pretty good. Yeah, because I got that healing spring, so I can just completely use my magic. The biggest design flaw in this game is just how powerful magic is. Like, you got all these characters with different abilities. You know, like Locke and Sabin and all that, but at the end of the day, Terra is the best character. And that's all because of the Ultima spell, which you get near the end game, but like once you get it, like you just make sure every character knows Ultima and you can win the game. Makes the last boss easy. That's why a lot of like fan hacks rebalance the game. Chrono Trigger has the same problems too, though it's a little bit better, but Chrono Trigger, it's like, Marl becomes totally useless once Frog learns heal. Oh, this is where you would reach renting it, this cave? This cave is recycled later. I think we go into this cave like 3 times. I do like how my shield defense actually works. The shield block? That was bugged. I remember my version of Final Fantasy VI would get super bugged around the Phoenix Cave. I could equip relics as weapons, it was fucked up. Like, as good as these games were, it's kind of nice that, like, in the modern era, they got patched. And even before this game came out, it got fan patched. And clears all the saves. Oh yeah, I remember when I used to rent games, sometimes I would check out some of the saves from other players. And some of them, like, some of those saves were, like, late in the game, and I'd be like, wow, this is what happens at the end? Like, I remember when I rented Secret of Mana, it was, like, way near the end. Like, one of the saves was like, wow. But I never beat any RPG I rented. You know what I mean? Like, it just never occurred to me to keep renting it and keep saving. Ah. It's like how, you know, people buy, like, used cartridges and it would come with saves on it. And what people used to do is erase them, but now, like, now retro collectors don't erase the saves. Unless they have to, like, unless they have to play because, it's part of the history of the cartridge. Especially if it's like a rare-ass cartridge too, like if it's like an Earthbound or something. Or, like, there are people that have the Earthbound beta or prototype for the Nintendo, and they don't erase the saves on it, because those are obviously the beta testers and quality control people at Nintendo that made those saves. So it's like, you don't want to erase those saves. I'm just going up here to get the free heal. Like that turtle. That's foreshadowing there. That turtle comes in handy later. I think that's one good thing, is that the dungeons aren't very big, and I think the reason being was that when this game came out, they used, like, completely new tile set and all that, so the memory limits were, like, being pushed to the max. So they couldn't make the dungeons super long. Hold on to the saves that were there. Oh, cool. Man, I remember memory cards, like, when that was first introduced, I was so pissed. I was like, wait a minute, now I gotta buy a fucking memory card? Because I guess I was kind of used to that because of the Sega Saturn, or not the Sega CD. Free heal again after this fight? What's a... No, we don't have time, Kirk. You know what? Fuck it. Hey, what's up, Sujak? How you doing? But yeah, like like the Sega CD, you could save like 200 blocks. I don't know how much memory it is. They just called it blocks on the system itself. But you definitely needed the memory card cartridge, because that was 1,500 blocks, and it was the only way to like beat Shining Force on the Sega CD. Without a memory card all the time. Resident Evil 1 can be attempted without a memory card. But I wouldn't attempt Final Fantasy VII without a memory card. That's similar to, like, I know I said this earlier, but you guys weren't here. But I was gonna play the hacked version of Final Fantasy VI called the T-Hack. You went 11 hours straight? Oh, you went 11 wins straight. Okay. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice. But yeah, there's a hack for this game on the Super Nintendo called the T-Hack. And it's a really good hack. But I can't save my game on my flash cart. I don't use, like, the new fancy flash cart. I have an old power pack. So maybe if I bought the new fancy flash cart, which at some point I will buy that fancy flash cart, so I could play, like, hacked versions of Star Fox and stuff. As well as, like, play Zelda or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with CD quality music. Killed them in less than a few days. Oh, maybe that's why my memory cards on the GameCube are, like, dying. Oh, look. Whoa, hey, what? We get to see Shadow immediately? Was this, like, a thing? We could just follow him? Goes into the bar. Play Pokemon Heart Gold and Silver. How is the 3DS emulation? I've tried some DS emulators, but never 3DS ones. It's hard to really emulate the DS, like, on certain games, like ones that really require the touchscreen, because you have to use, like, the mouse. Unless there are emulators that actually allow you to use, like, a touchscreen device or a touch device. It works, but fries the cards. Damn. Yeah, I better take my GameCube memory cards out of my Wii. Oh yeah, the horizontal screen. Though I think you could also set it so it's side by side, but even then it's still weird. Maybe if you got a dual monitor set up, that would work too. That would work better. Or dual monitors set up, but one of the monitors is 3D, so you can even do the 3DS 3D stuff. At that point, though, you might as well just get a 3DS. Now, the other thing I want to know is, has anyone made like an R4 card for the 3DS yet? So I can just buy that instead of buying 3DS games? Touchpad and clickable, ah. Yeah, you could play, like, say, Phoenix Wright on a DS emulator pretty easily. I got a DS emulator that I used to check out this one Dragon Ball game. But then I didn't really get a lot of DS games because I eventually got, like, the flash card for the DS, so I just play shit on the DS. I like this new water, man. Like, it looks great. Like, the old water was this, like, blue, like, tile texture, but this looks great. On Mount Colts lies the Saber Mountains. That's where we're going. Would go and make the Empire mad. That's true. Continue Duke Nukem Forever. How's your playthrough of Duke Nukem Forever going? Have you made it to the mines or the titty mines? That's the part that offended the most amount of people. Ooh. Ocean. Alright, let's get some weapons. Oh, you got the Queen Bitch. Okay. Alright, we got Mithril Sword. Should I even equip this for these guys? I mean, maybe Locke. Can he do the Great Sword? See, now I mean, you know what? I'll buy it just for the sake of completion. The Bio Blaster's actually okay. Oh, yeah, so you already went through the mines. Yeah, the beginning of Duke Nukem Forever is the end of Duke Nukem 3D. See, now, I mean... Now, here's the thing, and I never really figured this out. Like, Edgar's tools, does it go off his attack stat? Because if that's the case, I will buy the Greatsword. But there's really no reason for me to buy... like, any kind of weapons for Terra. She's never gonna use her attack. It's just not gonna happen. The balls of steel. I hear the DLC for Duke Nukem Forever is a lot better. You know what, let's wait until I buy the armor. How many people need the plum hat? 3? You can equip now from there. Oh, the whole family friendly thing? What, is your stream not set for adults only? Oh, the people are still playing it online? Optimal. Alright. And I'm not gonna sell this shit that I don't need. I'll sell it when I need the money. That's called a speedrun strat. No, I'm just kidding. No one cares. Talk to everyone in town. Kids just set to adult viewing? Well, I mean, if you did that, then I guess you don't have to worry. Alright, let's go to the rich man's house. He's the richest guy in town. He's got the biggest house. Oh, it even shows me that there's a hidden item. Oh, that's neat. Old-fashioned force. Well, it also has like boobs on the ceiling, boobs everywhere. But that's not why people got offended by it. It's basically just a rape dungeon in Duke Nukem. And it's not funny. Like that's the main problem with it. Was that they were trying to be edgy and stuff, but it's like Duke Nukem was supposed to save the babes, not kill the babes. Maybe I should return home now before it's too late. Okay. Let's go talk to the kid that's pretending to be Magatech armor. Clang, 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 I'm Magatech armor. But he's not walking around! Okay, there he is. Man, they're like dashing. I guess because they're kids. My dad's super important, so important. People come here for dinner all the time, even General Lee. Oh, I mean, generally, I forgot what I was gonna say. So she's hinting that General Leo has come to their house, and he works for the Empire. Put in the sex mods. Yeah, really ruined Skyrim. Put a bunch of weird mods that completely clash with the art style. Like, people are doing that now with that Sifu game. There's like a Shrek mod. There's always a nasty draft in the room. Oh, where is it coming from? I'm afraid I'll catch a cold. The city's eastern border is weak, so attacking from there would be optimal. Oh, I'm not writing letters to the Empire. I'm not a spy. That's not why I'm rich. Get out of here. Emotionally sick, most not all. That's true. Well, every review I've seen of Duke Nukem Forever pretty much like bombast that. Like Civi didn't like it. What's it called? King Octavius didn't like it. Here's why I like. All right. Wait, what the fuck? Was this here before? I mean, I know it was here before, but it was hidden. Like you know what I mean? Like there wasn't a door here, but you could go down there. Hyper wrist. Fuck yeah. I guess they decided to make it Hermes sandals. Hold on. Cast haste. Fuck yeah. Hyper wrist. A studded bracelet that radiate. So I think his tools go off his strength or attack stat. So we're just gonna give it to him anyways. Fuck it. You wanna go as far to request it being pulled? Oh, from VR chat? Oh man, I was gonna say like, man, can I access the secret area? It's like, looks like I can. Here. I wonder if the Star Wars reference will still be in the game later. That's one thing I like about Ted Woosley's translation. He added a lot of colloquialisms into it. Almost every clock has an elixir in it. Except these, because they have something to do with the hidden passage, which we'll deal with later. Really? Did they remove the Leatherface skin due to copyright, or because for like a dumbass reason? Oh, for dumbass reasons. Okay, good. Hey, speaking of stuff like that, so I dealt with this customer at work, and I guess she was just trying to be a huge bitch to every person working that day. You know, because she came in like at 6 in the morning, so, you know, right when the store opens, which is always annoying as shit. And then she kept asking dumbass questions, and like one of them is like, where are the bush beans? And I'm like, they're right behind you. And then she looked at me like I just insulted her. You know, because she's like, where are the beans? You know, and I'm putting shit on the shelf. I have boxes on the floor and stuff. So I'm like, oh, they're right behind you. And then she's like, where are the bush black beans? I'm like, oh, and I had to go and show her on the shelf. It's like, here they are. Here's the bush's black beans. And I'm like, oh, I don't want them now because they have the word negro on them. I'm like, you mean because it says black beans, frijoles negros? You know, that's Spanish for black beans. And that's what I just said, it's like, that's just Spanish for black beans. And she's like, thank you. I'm like, look, that's a thank you. And I'm like, okay, fine, bitch. Yeah. Looked like she was on welfare and shit. Then she goes and asks my other guy, like my boss, like, where are the can openers? And then he's all like, they're on the other aisle. Like, and then she looks at him like he was supposed to go grab the can openers or something. And then she's like, where's the dollar store? You know, like, oh, like we're gonna be offended that you don't buy shit from our store and you gotta go to the dollar store to go buy a can opener. All right. Then after that, she went to the bread aisle and then fucked with the guy on the bread aisle. She was offended by frijoles negros. And then when she went to the you know, like there was a coworker working the condiments near the bread aisle, right? And she's asking all these dumb questions, and then he's like, he answers her and he's like, yes, ma'am. And then she's like, I'm a miss, not a ma'am. It reminds me of when I worked bingo. We get like some of the worst people. I was like, wow, that lady just wanted to piss off everyone that worked there and pick on him. You know what I mean? Either that she didn't know how much of a bitch she was being, but honestly, I feel sorry for whoever has to deal with her. Like a daughter or a son. And she never said excuse me or please. She would just make demands like, where's this? Where's that? You really have to take that kind of crap. She looked like she was cracked out of her mind, though. Like, that's like it was 6 in the morning. She looked like she was exhausted. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, like, I don't know. Or either that she had a bad day at home and decided to go and just take it out on, like, service workers who can't say shit. You know what I mean? Like, we can't say anything. Like, we can't argue or say anything. So it's like, we're easy targets. Alright, now this guy equipped some boots. But yeah, I feel bad for whoever has to take care of that woman. Like a sister or a brother or whatever, you know. They just get it. Yeah, she was definitely a boomer. Like she was excited. Oh, this guy's gonna teach me relics, but I don't need to give a shit. Relics basically allow me to make custom classes. So, you know, like how in old Final Fantasies you'd be the Dragoon, you could do the jump. Here, instead of that, I get the Dragoon boots, and then I can just jump. You know, I could almost say she was the one being racist. It's like, well, you don't like Spanish words on your beans? Are you against, like, Mexicans? Because everything here has, for the most part, is in English and then Spanish. Up. Hey, Neverconk, can you deal with that, please? Sprint shoes. Alright, I don't need sprint shoes. They're having someone to talk to? We haven't dealt with that many Karens. Or at the very least, I'm out of there before. All the people that show up at 6 a.m. are all, like, old. You know, see, she just didn't like the word negro on her beans. Like, as if it was being... It's Spanish for black. That's all it is. Ah, here, I'll deal with it. Oh, okay. Ah. Thank you, Neverconquer. I was trying to figure out how to do that. It used to be so easy. You just click on their name and then you can ban them. But now it's like, oh, great. A whole bunch of bullshit. Like the OK silent. There's a Chinese word that's basically the N-word. And some people get offended by that. But it's like, that's a word that they use. It doesn't mean the same thing. Alright, so I definitely want... I don't want that. You had to remember the command, right? Like, I don't... Used to, you could just click on their name and then you could ban people. Was racial slurring. That's what I mean, man. It's like, she was that crazy. But I also think she was literally trying to start an argument with anyone that she met. Like, she was one of those people. Like, she literally wanted... Like, she had a bad day or something, and she just wanted to start a fight with someone to feel better. Because it basically seemed like she was just pissed off and just wanted to just unload on somebody. Poison. That's it. Knight's Code. In the 4chan. I don't know what the Chinese word is. You just hear it when they speak Chinese. My mom watches a lot of stuff in Chinese because she's Taiwanese. How is clicking on their name able to do that? That's if their name's like a website. You never click on links. Oh, well, whatever. I'm already infected then. We'll give it to Locke. Yeah, I don't need to use the bed. They put links in their bio. Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to do that either. Or look at their bio. They have an N-word clone. It's probably most Asian languages have an N-word clone. Let me just get in bed with this guy. How you doing? I'm a stranger. I just walked in. Stood up to the Empire. Great. Now we'll all be drawn into war. I know. That's some good pillow talk. Let me just get some sleep here. Oh man. I toss and turn a lot. I like how I can just walk into this guy's room and just like get in bed with him and talk to him about like politics. That's good shit. Very realistic. Oh, here's Shadow. Shadow looks way better. His old sprite was like completely black. You know what I mean? I know that's racist. It'll offend some old ladies that go shopping in grocery stores at 6 in the fucking morning and then complain that like there's still shit on this floor. But it's the truth. Like he used to be completely black and he didn't have the gold band. They have more of a palette. Talk to him. I'll talk to him in a bit. We gotta talk to these guys. Don't mention beans. I know they don't mention Spanish either. That also offends people. That man at the counter's got a nasty look about him. I hear the Empire has been invading one town after another. I wonder how safe we are in South Figaro. You just look like the student of Duncan's. Yeah, I mean, I am his twin brother. Duncan's been training his boy, Vargas, along with other students. He's always grumbling about the kid never seems to be making any progress. Let me go talk to the dog. Wolf. Shouldn't Shadow tell me not to talk to his dog? Let's talk to... Can I talk to this guy? Wait, let me talk to the cider deliverer. Kids... Huh? Kids... Okay, fine. Yeah, kids aren't allowed in the bar. What? So, in the American version of this game, and every Western version, they censor the alcohol, so it's cider. Not the hard R. Dude, we both got Asian mom and dad. I don't know if we should be proud of that. Oh, so your childhood was crap too? Okay, cool. You've watched the Joy Luck Club? It's exactly like the Joy Luck Club. Alright, let's talk to him. Right, ignore us and maybe we'll just disappear. Back off, Locke. That guy looks familiar. He slit his own mother's throat for 5 cents. Yes, exactly! He comes and goes like the wind, swearing allegiance to no one. Hidden behind his wintry gaze lies a face known to none who live. Nobody! Yeah, that's Shadow, right? He's an assassin. He's killed his own best friend for the right price. Okay, so they changed the translation. The original translation would he slit his own mother's throat for like a nickel. Guess we'd better steer clear of him. Or keep bugging him. Leave us, the dog eats strangers. They would later on use the dog mechanic for what's-her-face in Final Fantasy... Which one is it? The one where she can launch a dog? Is it Final Fantasy VIII? It's 8. Okay, good. The one with the dog cannon. Yes. She literally straps the dog on her wrist and shoots it. Oh man, Final Fantasy VIII. Wow. Alright, now this guy's got to deliver some cider. Oh shit, they still call it cider? What? We still censor that? Cause see, some of us have jobs. It's fucking liquor, man. It's not cider. It was never cider. There's a mod for that. Yeah, we'll have to. I don't know if this has any mods yet for it though, with the correct translation. Cause this just came out yesterday. People need to really like start getting to work porting over the Super Nintendo mods and the uncensored shit. I can't believe that's still censored. That's fucked up. Well, at least this isn't called a cafe. That's the other censorship, is all the bars were called cafes. Because Nintendo of America, you can't have any religious shit, and you can't have any, like, drug references. Well, at least it isn't. You're right, it's not Mr. Popo racist, so I guess we're good. That's why they turned Mr. Popo blue. Did you guys know that? That way he's not as racist. Oh, shit. Oh, Dragon Ball, you gotta pass so much. Yes, exactly. He's Blue Popo now. Blue Popo is less offensive than Black Mr. Popo. Alright? Even though he's not even black, he's a genie, but you know, hey. he's a fucking genie. My work here is done. You're in my way. Move it. He delivered the cider. Bring me some cider and maybe I'll talk to you. Oh my god. Those lips, yes, those lips definitely... You know what though? At the same time, there's so many anime characters that have those lips. Like even in normal Dragon Ball. Remember when I played Police Knots? Oh shit. That one I can see getting offended by. I can see that. Black beans, I still don't get that, but you know. Even with the Magitek armor, the Imperials won't find it easy to get inside, unless they attack from the east. Then they'll easily get inside. I still have to beat Psychonauts. I think I have the PC version of it. Oh, it's not this one. I had some candy with Psychonauts on it. Wait, I have candy. I should be eating this. Okay, I eat my... What is this? It's, bursting with flavor. Look at that. It's bursting with flavor. And on the back, it's the exact same graphic, only they palette swapped it. And then, like, used the exact same splat graphic. Alright. I'm opening this. Hold on. The palette swap of the trolleys. And then they did that with all the girl ninjas. It's like, we have Katana, Melina, Jade, Scarlet. Purple Rain. Just a random save point, totally unnecessary.
5 Final Fantasy VIII? We can just watch Spoonie's review of Final Fantasy VIII. I love that because he spends like a half hour just complaining about the draw system. What's that smell? These are his favorite flowers. He always loved those flowers. This is his favorite tea. He loved that tea. These are all of his favorite dishes. He loved dishes. This bed smells just like him. Actually, we should rest. Really? FF2. That's the one with Blitzball, right? Oh, no, wait, no, that's the one with Vaughn. Blitzball is Final Fantasy XI. Maybe it's the same draw distance as it was on the PS2. Maybe they never changed it. Hager's like, yeah, that's right, he has been here. Oh, it's 10? Oh, 11 was online, right. Here's a random old man that just has no explanation for being here, other than to give us exposition, so let's talk to him. Hey. Do you happen to know where I could find the man who lives here? Sure do. Left a couple of days ago, as soon as he heard Master Duncan had been killed. Headed up into the mountains, he did. They say Duncan's son Vargas is missing too. I don't like it one bit. Well, I'm out of here. I don't even live around here or anything. I'm gone. The remastered music is pretty good. Like, the instruments do sound sharper. Like, I think it's not MIDI, but it's like, it's definitely symphonic. So it's not like a real orchestra. It's not like Dragon Quest. What was it? Dragon Quest 8? Ah! A Belmadar! Oh, not a Belmadar. What will we do? We'll poison it. Then we'll steal from it. Fucking Mega Bolt. There we go. I'm gonna have to go back and rest because we're at 1 HP on Terra. That's fucked up. He's just a random fuck. Oh yeah, there we go into bed. Final Fantasy X? I think the reason why a lot of people like 10 is because it was the first PS2 Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy was always hype. Until like 13, then it wasn't hype anymore. Still a little hype though, it still sells pretty damn well. But it'll never compete with how hype it was during the PlayStation era of Final Fantasy. That was like the most hype it ever got. Shit! Is it another? Oh, thank God. Ten's the most linear one? I hear 10 has some pretty good, like, fights. I used a mod on Pokemon Red to walk through walls and you can crash the game. Oh, yeah, you probably could. Developers did not expect that. Oh, damn. You know what? I almost want to take a break and drink a beer and watch that fucking Spoonie review of Final Fantasy VIII. It's particularly how he complains about the fucking... You know, back when Spoonie was cool and he wasn't crazy. A management mode? Wait, Final Fantasy X2, that's the one where they're pop idols, right? That's the one where they have the fucking singing. That's the best. I'm gonna save here. We'll take a break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my Voodoo Ranger because that's what you should have after you eat some candy, right? You have to go. All right, Sujak. That's singing. Oh god. All right, yeah, we're watching that Spoonie review. So I'm doing the Voodoo Ranger. What's it called? The Imperial IPA, which I believe is 9%. I don't know if you can see it. It's 9% per volume. So we'll go with that. I'll save again. How do I get out of here? There's no way to quit, is there? How do you quit the game? Wow, it's WASD. Did they not put a way to quit? Are you fucking kidding me?